y'all, it's Risa with another speed build. Okay, so this time I decided to build a cabin that was meant for an artist. I was inspired by the character Ursula in Kiki's Delivery Service because I just honestly, I've always really, really loved her. I think she's fantastic, who I would love to be, you know? So, if you've never seen Kiki's Delivery Service, it is a lovely movie by Studio Ghibli. Ghibli? I don't know. You can roast me on how I said it just now. I don't care. It was obviously wrong. But it is basically about a little witch, and it's adorable. And in it, she meets this woman who is like, she's barely an adult. She's like a teenager. And she lives out in the woods and like just does she paints, and she has crow friends. I don't remember. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I saw like a picture of her on Tumblr, like a screenshot of the movie, and I was like, I want to do something like this. So my first thought was it was going to be like a cabin. And then I was like, it had like a sunroom that got turned into an artist studio was my other thought. So I tried that, and I think it ended up really cute. It has like this very cabin vibe to it. I specifically did like, I used mostly seasons for like a lot of the stuff, because I enjoy seasons a lot, but also just because it fits with what I wanted, of that like cabin-y feel to it, which I really enjoy. And I think I kind of went a little out of my comfort zone again. I mostly do, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have. I mostly do like things where the accent color is white on houses generally. So it's usually like, I'll do a house that is like blue with white accents. So like the house, I mean the like windows and everything are all white. So I wanted to try something away from that because like a cabin wouldn't do that. It would be more like wood. So I went for that. I really like that green that season's paneling. I really enjoy that green, and I don't know why. I use it a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I do use it quite a bit. I also just straight up love all of the season stuff. I think it's one of my favorite packs for building, to be honest. This one, and I really like all the stuff that came with cats and dogs. That's another one where it's just very nice stuff, and I really enjoy the all of the build and buy mode options. As you can see, I've gotten really into doing like one little thing is like stone or brick. I know that the shape of this house is pretty much exactly the shape of all the other houses I've been making. That's not true. I've been making a lot of like T-shaped houses recently, and this one's kind of like that, but it's not actually like that, so I think it's fine. I end up making the floor plan very different than what I normally do, but you know, it happens. I was seeing if I could try and mimic those other ones. No, it didn't work. It's fine. I also just really like that the great thing about all the season stuff is it actually fucking matches. You know how hard it is to find things that have matching wood swatches? It's way too difficult for what it should be. There's no reason it should be this difficult. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Completely ridiculous, but that's okay. I wanted to have like, I originally was thinking of making it like a loft space, but then I thought of doing it more like an attic, which is what I ended up doing, because I think it ended up being really cute that way. You know, it's just one of those things where I was like, oh, that's just cute, you know? And I really wanted to make the, like, stairs work like this, and I did. I did make it work. Barely, but I did. And everything upstairs is usable. I did playtest it off screen. and it ended up being really cute. I made the bathroom way bigger than any bathrooms I ever make because I really wanted it to, like, look nice from outside in the way of, like, I didn't want... You see, like what I just did. I wanted to make sure that the stairs weren't, like, just weirdly out in the space in the middle of the floor. So I made the bathroom kind of big to kind of help that out, which I think ends up looking really cute, honestly. I'm into it. I'm really into this one. And yet again, I was like, maybe I could just do the Snowy Escape fridge. No, Risa. So chose against it. I went for the slightly cheaper ones because I was like, it doesn't make sense to just use that every single time, Risa. But I would like to. But I went for the what's it called? Jungle Adventures, like, counters and everything, because I think that those are incredible. I love those. And I also went for the Jungle Adventures flooring because, again, it just looks fantastic and it was exactly what I wanted it to be. I was trying to go for, like, a rustic feel, so I wanted to put, like, not just tile in the bathroom, I wanted it to be more like stone. So I ended up going for, those, like, flagstones almost. I like it. I really do. And I went for, like, a blue color scheme, I guess, in there. I don't know. So how's it going, y'all? I'm just chilling, watching this with you guys, as if I didn't do it myself, because, memory. Who has memories anymore? I don't. I really wanted to do something, like, nice and regular, and it was hard. You know what I mean? When sometimes you're just, like, you're trying to do things, and you're trying to make it look nice, but because it's The Sims, you don't, like, just have plain things. I think that's, like, my least favorite part of this game, is that I so often just cannot make things look good, like, look right, because they just don't work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being incredibly vague about this, but I feel like, specifically with wallpapers and stuff, and, like, paint, it ends up being really weird. You know what I mean? It's like nothing is what it would be in the real world. Like, in the real world, most houses just have white walls. You know what I mean? Like, they're just white, or, like, slightly gray, or slightly tan. They're not, like, all of these weird colors that they have, and then they don't have any white. Like, they legit just don't have any white paint. That's not, like, in the Pure Expressions, there's one that's kind of white, but it's definitely more gray than white. I don't understand what their aversion to white things, like, in, like, on the walls. Like, what is the problem with that? Why can't we just have white walls? Because that's, like, what it is in real life. Like, I understand that it looks fine in The Sims to have all these different colors everywhere, but it's just weird to me because that's not what, like, real houses are like. Very rarely do people just, like, paint the walls and everything. I don't know. In my parents' house, the one that I grew up in, all of the walls are, like, a slight cream color. And then in the bathrooms, they're blue. We didn't do it. That's just what it was to begin with, you know? And also, the outside of the houses, like, where I'm from, are all, like, stucco and stuff, but that looks really weird in The Sims, and I don't like it. I'm irritated at that. I'm very irritated at the fact that all of the stuff that's, like, what I would generally, like, think of as being, like, a normal-looking house just doesn't look right in The Sims. Partially also because, like, in The Sims, if you just, like, have a box, it's really hard to just make that look good. You have to have some kind of bump out or something like that, which is something I had to learn after a while, to be honest, because it took me a while, because I was like, well, in the real world, this is how this looks. And it's like, yes, in the real world, that's great, but The Sims isn't the real world, because the worst part, I think, is that walls don't really have, like, any actual width to them. So it ends up being really weird, and that's why you have so many, like, how do I put it? There's so much, like, gap between furniture and the wall, because the walls don't take up actual space, really. Like, they take up that little tiny, tiny bit, but that's not real, right? It just looks like it to us because because that's what they've done, but it doesn't actually take up any space. And it's so irritating to me. I wanted to give her a cute little, like, living room area, but I didn't think that she would have, like, an actual TV, so I'm using the dumpster TV from Eco Lifestyle, which I absolutely love. I love that one. I think it's cute. I also like that the Snowy Adventures? Snowy Escape. There we go. Snowy Escape stuff matches the wood of Seasons and some of the Eco Lifestyle stuff. So I'm very happy about that. It's very cute. I also decided she had a cat halfway through doing this because I was doing the bathroom and it was just super, super big. And I was like, I don't really want that. So what I did was I just gave her a kitty litter box in the bathroom and that filled out the space. I know that's a little ridiculous to do, but that's what I did. So she has a cat now. This would have been a starter home, but I kind of splurged on a couple things, so it's not. Like, just straight up, I was like, I could do a base, like, not base game, no, I could do a starter home. Let's do it. And then I didn't. I wanted to give her things like a computer, you know, things that are useful. And I also wanted to make sure that everything was usable and all that stuff. So sometimes that means you have to get things that are, like, slightly smaller and more expensive to make things work right. So that's that. But, you know, I still think it's cute. I wanted to give her, like, a little, like, reading area over there. I used the apple crate for a nightstand because I thought it looked good. Like, there's no deep reason behind it. I just liked it. For this space. I was going to give her laundry, hence the laundry basket. I ended up getting rid of it because I was going to give her like a washing tub and a clothes line, but it was just like I couldn't find a place where it looked right outside, so I end up later going through and getting rid of it. I wanted to not use the subtle saucers in this house. So as you can see, I was like going around checking to make sure everything worked right. Because I was just like, I just want things to look okay. I want to be able to have it like playable, you know. We all want to play things. I mean, I guess not everyone wants to play things in The Sims. Some people do just build, but I really want to make houses that are playable. That's like my number one thing, because there are things like where I have downloaded things from the gallery. Because I was like, I don't feel like actually like building something right now. So I just go and I like download a house, and oftentimes the house is just then, it just isn't usable. I've had that happen a couple times where it just was not usable. And I was just kind of bummed. So I try to make everything in my houses actually like playable, because I just think it's silly if you don't. Like, I'm not trying to say that people who do just make things to look nice and accurate, like they're doing something wrong. They're not. It's just that this is what I prefer doing. I really didn't know what to do with the curtains and stuff. I was just like, I could do blinds. I just didn't know what I wanted from it. So I do use like those tiny Parenthood curtains for like the small windows, but otherwise I was like, I don't know what's good. So yeah, I end up using I guess I used movie night stuff, or whatever it's called, because I really like those curtains. Like, I understand it's not like super necessary, but I really like them. You know what I mean? I enjoy them. I also wanted to make sure, like, because she was an artist, I wanted to make sure there was stuff all over the house to make sure that, like, you can actually, it doesn't look just plain. So I was like, I'm already no longer a starter home. I might as well just go for it and put down some paintings and stuff. But I did use cheaper paintings because, I didn't use, like, the really expensive ones. Like, what's the one that's really expensive? That's like there's like a chicken one, right? I didn't use that. I didn't use the, the cats and dogs ones that are all pretty expensive. I just wanted to use something to make it not look empty, So now I get into doing, like, outdoor stuff, and I'm very happy with how the landscaping turned out. I thought I could do it without debug stuff, but then I was like, I did this in Brindleton Bay, as if you couldn't notice. It's like Hindquarters Hideaway or something like that is the lot. So it is, like, all of the stuff we have in build mode for landscaping doesn't actually match this area, like, at all. You know what I mean? There's just there's nothing in this area that actually matches. I mean, there's nothing in build mode that actually matches. So I did end up having to use debug to get some stuff to make it look nicer. I think I used only real trees in a bit, you'll see. Also, look at me driving myself to madness, aligning all of those stones again. But I think it just looks so nice when you do it. So I think it's worth it, It ends up just looking so good if you do it right. And I tried to do it right. Don't know if it's true. Like, the dogwood trees, yes, they match and everything too. And the birches. And you can get, like, that maple. And then you can get just some evergreens and those match. But I really just wanted some, like, bushes and stuff too. But none of them really go with it. So it's just, like, not the right colors. You know what I mean? You have, like, all of these more, like, greenish blues in this area. And then all of the stuff that we have is really, like, yellowish greens. You know what I mean? So, as opposed to the bluish greens that are in Brindleton Bay. So, that's why I was just like, okay, let's just start getting stuff. I did use a bunch of outdoor retreat stuff with, when I was doing it. When I was doing actual landscaping, not just debug stuff, I did end up using a lot of those Granite Falls, like, shrubs and stuff. Because I think they end up looking really nice, and they work with the whole, like, this is just a cabin out in the woods kind of a feel. Which is a part of why I really, really like this lot for that. But I hate this lot at the same time because of all those trees. So it is so hard to, like, get... It's really difficult to get the right... How do I put it? It's really difficult to get the right, like, vibe. So, actually, I kind of completely forgot what I was saying while I was saying that. It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. I wanted it to look kind of wild as well. I didn't want it to look, like, landscaped, which is why I took forever doing, like, the back of the house, Risa. Why does it matter what the back of the house looks like? It matters to me. Also, I don't care that from the back you can see that those windows look really weird at different heights. I don't really care. Because you're not going to be looking at the back of the house like this. If you have the walls in the, whatchamacallit, I don't actually know. Not walls up and not walls down, but the one where they, like, cut away. That one. What's the word for that? Completely forgetting. But if you're doing that, you're never going to see this part of the house. Unless you're very specifically, like, have your sim outside. No, even then, you would still not see it. Like, if you have the walls up, you'll see it looking at the back of the house. But why are you looking at the back of the house with the walls up? It's very silly of you. Don't do it. But if you do like this build, you can find it on the gallery under my ID kookykitt. I hope you enjoy it. I hope people download it and like it. And if you're going to do that, if you do download this, leave me a comment on the gallery item. Because I never get comments on my gallery items, and it makes me sad. Because I like hearing what people have to say about them. Especially when they're like, wow, amazing. Yeah, so, helps my self-esteem a little bit. You know how it is. But I would really like that. I read all of the like comments I get on things. Same with on my videos. I read all of them. I try to respond to them, but sometimes if it's late at night when I see them, I'm like, oh, I'll respond to that in the morning. And then I don't. So, you know how it goes sometimes where you're just like, I'll remember later. She didn't remember later. Also, I used the rocks in debug because they do still cost money, but they just look so much better than the rocks that we have in buy mode or build, whatever. I know build and buy mode are the same thing in The Sims 4. I get that, and yet I'm still always being like, is that build mode or buy mode? Now it's just one thing. If you didn't play any of the other Sims games, then you wouldn't know, but it used to be two separate things, and they would have different music and everything too. So yeah, that is the end of the build. If you guys like it, as I said, it's in the gallery under my ID kookykitt. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up and leave a comment telling me what you think about it and an idea for something else to build. If you guys want to watch me build stuff live, you can find me on my Twitch channel, Krollmeister Sisters. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.